Also, you get the same kind of goofy looking graphics inside the packaging that the bulb comes in. Still, how hard would it be to say you have to put the bulb in one way and one way only, or something to that effect? Wouldn't be too hard. Poor marks on that. I will say that given that the overall quality of the light is based on the proven quality Mini Maglite design and all of that, I would have to say overall I think it's a pretty nice package if it continues to work as it should. I've had this switch and the LED on this light for about a week now, and I've been using it, and so far everything's worked fine with the exception of the little flashing LED. Oh, and the lady that I spoke to in customer service, when I told her I was concerned that the LED was remaining on and that it might drain the battery, she said that it would not drain the battery, so take that for whatever it's worth. I did, in doing some online searches, find other reports of quirky switches. Now, the reports that I found did seem to be earlier when the product was released in, I believe, around 2007 or so, but all reports were that the customer service was excellent at the time as well. So, be that what it is. Okay, usability. I would have to rate it high. I like the tactile feel of the switch. It's got kind of a cool little click. Sounds cool. I like the ability to change the light output based on my needs. And again, I tend to use the lowest setting quite a bit on my headlamp, and I would assume in using this that I would do the same. You just in a hunting situation when it's dark outside, typically you don't need a whole lot of light unless you're trying to find your way through some relatively unknown terrain, and then you might want to crank it up a little bit. The user interface is pretty simple. There are some other flashlights that have multiple outputs, and they require some twisting of the bezel and numbers of clicks, and that might be a little bit difficult to remember. This one's pretty simple. 1, 2, 3 gets you to the low. As long as it's been off for a second or so, then another click turns it off. Pretty simple user interface. Not bad at all. I do like the flashing tail cap. I think that's a neat feature. If you're camping, or if you happen to drop it, or it's just down in your pack and you're looking for it, I think that's pretty neat. Hopefully this will continue to work. I do miss being able to use it hands-free. Now, Nite Ize does make a little head strap where you can put this on the side of your head. I have not tested that yet. I may do that in the future. But that being what it is, I don't think it will be my primary light, because I do like the hands-free design of my Petzl Tika Plus here. It's just so convenient to be able to do anything that I need and not have to worry about holding the light at the same time. So I'll continue to use this baby most of the time, I would think. The quality of the light output, I think, is really good. As I pointed out last night in the demonstration out in the snow, it puts out a nice even flood, which I find, and again, I find a flood setting much more usable in a hunting situation than a spotlight setting, and it gives a nice even illumination, which will be great for tracking at night, or any other kind of, even just following a trail. I do like the flood mode better. And the other thing that I like about this versus some of the other LED lights is that it uses standard AA batteries, so that I can carry just a set of AA batteries that will work in my flashlights, they'll work in my GPS, they'll work in my radios. I don't have to have lots of different kinds of batteries. Some of the newer LED lights do, and they do have more output, but they use CR123 batteries or other lithium batteries. And this will use lithium. I have not tested it with lithium to see if the output varies, but lithium batteries would be a good choice in this, given that they tend to maintain their charge better in cold weather, and they're lighter, and they will not drain as readily over time just by themselves as an alkaline battery does. Okay, let's talk about the effectiveness of this product. I would have to rate it very good in terms of a comparison to the original incandescent Maglite. Certainly makes this a much more effective light. I do like the tail cap switch, the ability to switch it on and off, the ability to vary the output is great. And one other thing that may be a consideration for some is in a somewhat tactical kind of role, where if you're keeping this light next to your bedside and you hear a bump in the night and you want to go investigate, with the old Maglite you couldn't really operate it without using both hands. So if you were armed and you wanted to be able to switch on the light quickly to surprise an intruder, you really couldn't do that with the old Maglite. This one, particularly with the instant on and off like that, does give you that option. So I think that makes it a little bit more versatile than the other Maglite. Plus the brighter output in that type of situation would be much more blinding than the lower output incandescent bulb. Let's talk about value. I believe the Maglite LED goes for about $22, so that would be the entire flashlight with the LED as it comes from Mag. This obviously, once you factor in the cost of the original flashlight, is somewhat higher than that, but if you've got several of these flashlights lying around like I do, to be able to upgrade it for about $15, I think is a pretty good value. You can buy new LED flashlights off the shelf for significantly less than that, but I think you tend to get what you pay for there. I've seen them, some of them give pretty acceptable results. I've seen others that worked for about a day and then just quit. So I think that the combination of the Maglite quality plus what I've seen so far about the operation of these two units leads me to believe it's a pretty good value. And in addition, you're going to save money over time on batteries and bulbs versus just keeping your original incandescent bulb in your AA Maglite.